So the gap that we have between us and Manchester City is just a lethal attacker. Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne can decide matches on their own. At Arsenal, do you have one person who can decide apart from Bukayo Saka?
At some point, I felt that if we would have had that lethal attacker or a center forward striker that could have converted some of the chances we created in the season, maybe we would have won the league. But again, look at it at this perspective. In the 2022-2023 season, we scored 88 goals. The goals were spread across the team. Almost every member of the first 11, except the goalkeeper, all outfield players scored. Look at the 2023-2024 season, we scored 91 goals. That means the goals were again spread across all members of the team.
Members of the team.
Havertz was scoring, Saka was scoring some few goals. So if we go into this season and our team maintains their scoring spree, we spread it across all the members of the team. We cry about Jesus today, but what matters is you win a match. Even if we don't win by 5 goals to nil, even if you score 1 goal, the defense doesn't concede. So what Mikel Arteta needs to do, if we cannot get a good attacker, then we should get another central defensive midfielder, because if Partey gets injured again, now hell breaks loose.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Big Sport Africa. Let's talk about football. We're talking about the Premier League season that is actually starting in the next few days, and we're talking about the Premier League, and this is the Premier League talk. Welcome back, Escowino.
Yes.
Escowino Jr. So we can see you are donning the new Arsenal kit 24-25 season, and now we are going to win the title with this kit. Am I too?
No, you're not too ambitious. It is the truth. You're basically telling the fans
the truth.
The truth, not what they want to hear. You're telling them the truth. Let me tell you.
But now there are the other rivals, bitter rivals.
You are also telling even we are addressing all of them. Even the bitter rival fans, they will not believe.
Now, talking about winning the title, do you think the Community Shield curse works? Now that Manchester City won the Community Shield and they're looking at the table, the only person who can challenge Manchester City is the Arsenal. Yes. And the event that Manchester City cannot win the title because they just won the Community Shield. So this definitely leaves the spot for Arsenal.
I don't even want to speculate. I don't want to dwell on superstitions or any other thing. But let me tell you, I know Mikel is going to get the job done. That one, I believe it. Because
how sure are you?
I'm 100% sure.
So now from last season,
yes,
we saw we actually finished well. In the second leg, we actually lost just to Aston Villa, actually. Yeah. So, and now, what different Arsenal are going to, what are they going to do different? So that, or just beating Aston Villa home and away, Fulham home and away? Because Mikel Arteta was asked, what do you need to do to win the league? And said, maybe you have 114 points.
Now, let me refresh your mind with something here. You have it of it, but I want you to see that I'm reading so that you feel like I'm saying the truth. Look at the 2022-2023 season. Arsenal finished on 84 points.
Man City finished on
89 points.
89. A difference of 5.
A difference of 5. Then Mikel Arteta realized that for you to win the league, you need to have 89 points. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, sure.
Mikel Arteta realized that Man City have won the league with 89 points. Now I need 89 points to win the league. In that season, that Man City won it with 89. They won 5 matches. They lost 5 matches, and they drew 5 matches. Arsenal drew 6 matches and they lost 6 matches. So Mikel Arteta realized, if I win 5, if I draw 5 and lose 5 and get 89 points, I'll win the league.
But now,
we just wait. Hold it there. 2023-2024 season, we finished second again. Do you know why? Because Mikel Arteta made his calculations and he realized 89 points with 5 losses and 5 draws wins you the league. Do you know what happened? He got 89 points, 5 draws, and 5 losses. Then we realized, now again, after that, we realized that now it is not about 89 points. It is not about the points that Manchester City finishes with the previous season. That
you just have to finish above Manchester City.
You just have to finish above Manchester City. So when he was asked the other day, do you think, what do you need to do to win the league? He said to get 114 points. 114 points means you win all your 38 matches.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, going into that, what I've realized if you look at what Mikel Arteta has been doing is strengthening his defense. Time and again, we brought in Calafiori. People thought Kiwior will be going. I don't think he's going because we need that depth in defense because that is what has made Manchester City who they are. Draws won Man City the league this last season because they had 7 draws and 3 losses. I think those draws were very important
yeah,
sure. For Manchester City this last season. So ask yourself this: what does Mikel Arteta need to do different? Which he's going to do from my perspective.
Pause there now.
Yes.
So now we can see Arsenal had the best defense in the league last season.
Yes.
And now Mikel Arteta comes again, prioritizes the defense again to win, to make it more stronger. So do you think Mikel Arteta wants to break Chelsea's record for conceding 15 goals a season?
Mikel Arteta wants to have that depth that Man City have. Because
so
when
do
we
you think the reason we didn't win the league last season is just because of defense?
No, not specifically, but somehow yes. Somehow I would say yes. There are those silly mistakes, those silly goals that sometimes you concede and you don't realize until it's the last day of the season. There are some matches we conceded goals because of very slight mistakes at the back that we might not even recall them, but
they were there.
But they were there. And those are the moments that define your season when it comes toward the end. Why am I saying this? For me, I always believe, and I still say it up to date, we did not lose the title versus Aston Villa. People might say we lost it versus Aston Villa. From me, as Kowino, we lost.
Or what about Fulham?
What about West Ham? We lost. Forget about even West Ham and Fulham. We lost the league versus Tottenham in the first leg. Do you know what I'm saying?
So it's good to say Jorginho sold our title.
You see, that stupid mistake, it costed us how many points?
2 points.
Man City won the league with 91 points.
And
that's a difference of
2 points.
Of 2 points. If we had won the Tottenham match and our season went on
just
the way it did, we could have won the league on goal difference. So this tells you, and I stressed it out even going into the last, even after we lost to Aston Villa, I was still lamenting that we lost the match, the league versus Tottenham. Why am I saying so? If you look at the Aston Villa match, we did not create enough chances. We were not that dangerous. We were so blunt, especially in the second half. We were so average. In a match that you've not scored, you cannot win. In any match that you've not
scored. Because you to win, you have to score.
You have to score.
Yeah.
You can even lament the referee did so and so, but did you score? Did you even score at least 10 goals and the referee maybe scrapped them off?
Now, let's go back to Aston Villa first leg.
Yeah.
The goal that Havertz scored. Let's go back to Newcastle first leg. The goal that went out of the line. Someone, Joe Willock, brought it back into the field and they went ahead and scored. What if that didn't happen?
When I used to
would you have won the league?
When I used to play football in high school, my high school coach used to tell us one thing. We used to say, stop complaining about the referee. Just score as many goals as you can, then come and tell me.
Score more goals than the opponent.
Yeah. Then tell me if the referee scrapped any goal off. Let me tell you, there are matches we won like 5 goals, 6 versus Sheffield versus West Ham versus Crystal Palace. In those matches, I'm
Chelsea,
sure
don't forget Chelsea.
Chelsea. I'm sure in those matches you can recall there were controversial calls. At some point there were controversial calls by the referee. But you know why you don't complain? Because we won by a bigger margin. So the only reason sometimes people lament about the referees when they are struggling and now they want help.
And maybe we lost the points and we think it's because of the referee.
Newcastle now, we did not create enough chances. And even if we created chances, we did not take them. So we are not going to start lamenting or crying that the referee did this and this. There is a ball that went out and was brought back and someone scored, so we want to cry. Did we score? No. We did not score. So versus Tottenham, we took the lead and we gave them an equalizer almost immediately. Then again, we went ahead again.
And then we gave them the ball back. Go and score.
So that defined our season. People might not recall, but now when you sit back and start realizing all these other matches, that is the only match probably that we just sold it out. Probably, I would only say maybe the Fulham game too. But now, the Fulham game, I don't want to rely on it that much. The Tottenham match is where I felt we lost.
Okay, now, the difference between us and Manchester City right now, so the gap that we have between us and Manchester City is just a lethal attacker. Talk of Haaland. Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne can decide matches on their own. At Arsenal, do you have one person who can decide apart from Bukayo Saka? Can we have a person who can decide matches on their own?
I know this discussion has been on time and again. People want Mikel Arteta to bring in a very little centre forward, but again,
it doesn't have to be a centre forward.
Okay, a little attacker.
Yeah,
that
sure.
is what Arsenal fans want. I want that too. I won't deny it. I want that too. At some point, at some point, I felt that if we would have had that little attacker or a centre forward striker that could have converted some of the chances we created in the season, maybe we would have won the league. But again, look at it at this perspective. Again, let me refresh your memory. In the 2022-2023 season, we scored 88 goals. And I think that was one of Martinelli's
best season.
Greatest seasons. Because he had, I think, 16 goals. Alongside Odegaard, they were the top scorers of the team in the Premier League. Saka had double digits, both goals and assists. He had 14 goals, I think, if I'm not wrong. Look at it from this perspective. We were relying mostly on Martinelli and Saka, and we were even crying that the day one of them will get injured, our season will end there. Fortunately, none of them got injured. Look at it at this perspective. The goals were spread across the team. Almost every member of the first 11, except the goalkeeper, all outfield players scored. Even some from the bench, they scored. Look at it at this perspective again. Coming into the following season, we were talking about Martinelli and Saka should maintain their form so that we win the league. Martinelli did not maintain his form,
and Saka
somehow dropped a bit. Now,
but we had more goals.
2022-2023, I've said we scored 88 goals. Look at the 2023-2024 season, we scored 91 goals. That means the goals were again spread across all members of the team. Havertz was scoring, Saka was scoring some few goals. Martinelli, I think maybe 1 or 2 goals. Like almost everyone played a part. Now, look at it at this perspective. We conceded 29 goals, the best defense in the league. Now, assuming we did not concede the 2 goals that we gave Tottenham away, it reduces the number. That means the defense is much strengthened. Assuming we did not concede versus Fulham, that stupid corner goal that Rafinha scored. Sure. Again, that tells you defense need to be alert all the time. So, if we go into this season and our team maintains their scoring spree, we spread it across all the members of the team. We cry about Jesus today, but what matters is you win a match. Even if we don't win by 5 goals to nil, so long as if you win a match, just make sure if you score 1 goal, the defense doesn't concede. Yeah, even if you score 1 goal, the defense doesn't concede. So what Mikel Arteta needs to do, if we cannot get a good attacker, then we should get another central defensive midfielder, because if Partey gets injured again, now hell breaks loose. So we need to get either, we've added a defender to our team. We are getting Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad. That will be a very good signing for us in that midfield. So if we cannot get another forward and maybe just add another midfielder or another winger, if Mikel Arteta would get one in this market, I think I'd be pleased going into the next season, because I'll be feeling like we've strengthened the most important parts in the team. That is the defense and the midfield. Because if we can contain the heat, the pressure, because versus Big Six, Arsenal is the only team that did not lose a single match versus the Big Six. We collected 4 points from Man City. We collected 4 points from Tottenham. We collected 4 points from Chelsea.
6 points against Manchester United.
I'm coming to that.
Yeah. Don't forget that.
4 points versus Liverpool. And 6 points from Manchester United. Manchester United, 6 points. That tells you how strong this team was.
And also it's going to happen again this season.
And imagine that happened and we lost the league. Do you know why? Because Man City just did a little bit better than what we did.
Something little.
They even lost versus the Big Six, including Arsenal. But they just did something different.
So now the question is, the question is, do you have one player in the team apart from Bukayo Saka who can decide matches on their own? Carry the ball from the midfield, go and score, and you win the match.
I think now this is where.
And do you think we need that player?
All I think is, if we need a forward, we need a forward.
Doesn't have to be a forward. Can also be a midfielder.
I know I'm saying a forward or a versatile winger, that can play both sides, left or right. We need either a forward, that is a striker, or a versatile winger that can either
just
replace
Saka, Saka center forward
or Martinelli.
Yeah, sure.
Why am I saying this? Because I think again this season we need to take some risks, but it is not the type of risk that will kill a team. They are positive.
It's not the type of risk that Onana said.
Not the type of Onana kind of risk. You've talked about if we have a player that can
decide matches
on their own. Take the match by its
Talk of
terms
Kevin
and
De
win.
Bruyne.
Not even De Bruyne.
For example, let me get you back against Newcastle United, Manchester City in the first leg.
Yeah.
So actually, Man City was losing in the maybe 75th minute.
Yeah.
And then Kevin De Bruyne comes in and they won the match.
Yeah.
So we saw the first goal, how he scored the first goal, and
it was,
gave
Alvarez.
an
I think
assist.
I think Alvarez is the one who's first leg. Alvarez is the one who scored for Man City.
So there's a match Kevin De Bruyne scored against Newcastle United.
Yeah.
And
The second
late minute, he gave an assist to Oscar Bob.
Yeah, it was the first leg. Yeah,
it was the first leg.
Sure. Yeah, I remember that. Now, this season, I need Martin Odegaard to step up
and be that person.
And why am I saying this? Odegaard, his ball work is so good. He's so good at what he does, picking those passes and all that. Now, what do I need Martin Odegaard to do? I need him to be a Santi Cazorla type of player. If you are passing the ball too much, yes, it's very possible. He has that strength. I know he doesn't use both legs like Santi Cazorla, but why do I want him to be like Santi Cazorla? Santi Cazorla was that one player that would take the shots when the strikers are not scoring. Just take the long range shots. Odegaard has that power. If you saw his goal versus Hugo Lloris last season, those long range balls, those grass cutter balls, he usually gets them on target. Now, Odegaard, if you are passing the ball to Kai Havertz, he's not scoring. If you're passing to Gabriel Jesus so much and he's not scoring, if you get a chance, stop being a Gabriel Jesus when you get a space. Jesus, when he gets a space, he has to drag defenders to come to him first, then he try to dribble past them. That is what Jesus does. Now, Odegaard, if you get that chance, just shoot. Just shoot. The keeper might punch the ball and now it bounces to people like Jesus because he thrives in that kind of environment.
Now, coming back to Gabriel Jesus, we've seen Gabriel Jesus now is very sharp. He's back, he's physically fit. Now we are trying to see a Gabriel Jesus that we signed from Manchester City that came and scored some few goals in the preseason and started the season on a very high note.
Yeah.
Now that's the kind of Jesus we've seen in the preseason. Now, do you think and we actually for the first time we saw Gabriel Jesus shooting from outside the box?
Yeah.
So now, do you think Gabriel Jesus can be now that person, can drive ball from the midfield, try to do magic and help the team?
I think.
Are you bringing Gabriel Jesus back into the first 11?
Whatever Jesus said some time back that he's not so good at scoring. I want to believe he was right. He knows himself better than I do, and from what I've always watched myself, I know he's not good at scoring. If you look at that goal that he scored outside the box in the preseason, just the other day versus Leverkusen, he was driving from the flank.
Yeah.
And he cut in and scored. I think it is high time Mikel Arteta moved Jesus to that Martinelli wing. They should be competing for that position.
Martinelli and Trossard.
Yes. Trossard
is actually a versatile winger.
He could even play as a centre forward. Trossard is even better there. So I think it is high time Mikel Arteta took those kind of risks going into this new season. Jesus could move to the wing and could actually deliver. Again, we need to manage Jesus properly because we don't need those
Never-ending injuries.
Unending injuries. Every time he's ever injured. So we don't need that going into this new season. So I think, again, we need to work on that. The physios need to work on that because, again, like I said in Manchester United gets, injuries hinder players and teams' progress. Because when he is injured and the team had him in the plans, now the plans have to change.
So now we are going into the new season and our star boy, Bukayo Saka, doesn't have a replacement. Okay, let me not call it a competitor because there's no one who can compete with Bukayo Saka in the squad right now or even in the market right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have a backup.
Yeah, so now, how do you take that? Because we've seen 2 seasons consecutively, Bukayo Saka gets worn out
towards the end.
Towards the end of the season. So do you think, actually, in my mind, I thought maybe as the transfer window was coming to an end, maybe we can try to sneak in Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto was already signed for Chelsea. And now I'm trying to see some other news, like we are looking at Andingra.
And Mikhailo Mudryk. Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Mikel Arteta knows what the team needs better than we do from the outside. I always support the manager because I always stuck to his project even when people wanted him gone. That's why I've always had faith in everything he does. Yes, he's not perfect. He's prone to mistakes too. He can make mistakes because he's just human. But looking at it from this perspective, I know personally I would also want a versatile winger or a winger that can play Bukayo Saka's side because I've seen Mikel Arteta trying to play Fabio Vieira. I don't think Fabio Vieira is that good enough to replace Bukayo Saka. Yeah, the window is not yet over. And again, like we've said, Saka gets worn out during March. In March, actually. In March, he starts getting worn out. So there's also a January transfer window.
So we can try to check.
We can try to check to balance if Saka is working or if his backup in Fabio Vieira is working.
Because we can't actually spend carelessly. We're not Chelsea.
Yeah, we are not Chelsea. So and again, to get a good player in this market, you need at least 60 million pounds and above. So we are not going to get a 15 million pound winger and start molding them. Where we are as Arsenal right now, we need players who are already made. We just need performers.
So now, going into the season, what can you make a successful Arsenal season? So what, like at the end of the season, what do you need to have so that you can look back and say, this was the Arsenal season, and Arteta has made it.
What I need to have?
A title.
Yes, we need to lift.
So now, you win FA and Carabao, you don't win the other two.
I think.
Do you call that a success?
Yes, it will be a success. But wherever we are right now, we need to win the league. The time is right for us to win the league. Why am I saying so? If we don't win the league this coming season, there will be a burnout the following season. Even when Pep Guardiola leaves. Even when Pep Guardiola leaves, we will start having that burnout. Our players they will be that fatigued now. Players, we played maybe the same thing for way too long. People will start getting used to us. Opponents will start seeing you as average team. Because now, there is no progress. It's second. Now, our chances of finishing third will even be much higher than finishing first. So I think what we need this season. So even if we are winning the Carabao, we are winning the FA, what we need a major title. We need to win a Premier League title. And not
a major title.
This season, let me tell you, this season I will not even prioritize winning the Champions League. Trust you me. I want the Premier League more than the Champions League because that one will stamp some authority. Now, so our focus now, even as we participate in the Champions League, which I don't want us just to be participants, we should take both competitions serious. But Mikel Arteta should know that the bare minimum that we should set ourselves this season is winning the Premier League.
So now Arteta doesn't win Premier League, doesn't win any major trophy. Are you for Arteta out?
I've never been Arteta out. I'll never be Arteta out. If he loses the Premier League to Pep Guardiola, I'm true because I'm still trusting the process. If he loses the Premier League title to Pep Guardiola,
or what if he loses to someone else?
Now that one we can have a conversation. Until then, I still believe he's the right man for
So imagine Arteta losing the league to Eric. That's not even possible. What am I even talking about?
Mention other things. You cannot mention anything.
No, I can't mention Eric.
Eric but my point is, we Arteta cannot afford to lose the league title this season to anyone else other than
Manchester City,
other than Pep Guardiola. If he loses it to someone else, then it means our burnout has started and now we are not progressing again anymore. Now we need someone else. But I'm still trusting the process. I believe Mikel has the right plans for the team. He knows where he's taking the team. I've always trusted this process. I've told you, even when people are saying Arteta out, I was in. But we cannot afford to lose the league to someone else. If we lose to Pep Guardiola, then I'll just say Guardiola is just too good. Probably, outsmarted as in everything. But I also think this is that season that Mikel Arteta might end up outsmarting Pep Guardiola in some of the things. Again, we have to get very crucial wins. For us to win the league, let me tell you. For us to win the league, number one, we have to better Manchester City's performance in every single match week. What do I mean by saying this? If Man City plays today and they win, the least we should get is a winner ourselves. If they play today and they draw,
we have to win.
We have to win. And the worst we should get that week again is a draw. And now, if that repeats itself every single match week, now where the stakes matters high is when we meet that Manchester City. We have to do better. Like we did last season, we either have to get points, 4 points from them, or 6 points. There is nothing like sharing 3-3. And again, it is better if we go to the Etihad and get 3. If we do that, there is no way Manchester City is beating us to the title. There is no way. Mikel Arteta would have outsmarted Pep Guardiola in every single aspect of the game.
As we wrap up our session, so S. Kowino Jr.
Yes.
So what do you tell our Arsenal fans? Tell them the truth. Tell the haters the truth that you think. What do you think is going to happen this season?
I think last season I told Arsenal fans to be calm. I told them we are going to win our last matches after the Aston Villa match, which we surely did. It's only that Man City did better in also their remaining matches. That is why they beat us to the league. But I never lied to Arsenal fans. I just told them, stay calm. Stay calm. We are going to see this through. What I meant is that we are going to win all our matches. So if fate happens that Man City loses one of their
even draws a single match.
Yeah, draws a single match, which they could have even drawn the Tottenham match, we would have won the league. Now, I hate when football gets to a point that we have to do probabilities. We start doing mathematics that if so and so loses this match and the other one draws, we lose. If it gets at that point, just know it's over. Going into the new seasons, let me talk to you, my fellow beloved Arsenal fans. This is that season you all have been waiting for. I want to tell you, stay calm, exercise some patience, because I know the man of the moment, Mikel Arteta, is going to do what you all have been wanting him to do. Last season, I know maybe most of your expectations were not met. Personally, I think we did better. We finished with the points that were sufficient enough to win us the league. Now, this season, I know we are going to do better. Like Mikel said, we need 114 points to win the league. I know it's not going to be 114, but it is going to be many points more than what Manchester City will have when the league ends. Why am I saying Manchester City? Because they are the only team that we are going to compete. I think the rest will be watching us from a distance. So the league will come to the Emirates finally. This jersey is not a jersey worth not winning a title with. This is a jersey that is going to bring the Premier League trophy to the Emirates. So start preparing for the celebrations come next year, May. Get anything you have ready. If you want to travel, to go and enjoy with your family to celebrate the league title, please start making the preparations now because our time has finally come. Thank you.
I am not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell you the truth and the only truth. Arsenal is going to win a major title, and it might also happen we win 2 major titles, the Champions League and the Premier League. I'm not being over ambitious, but I know the capability of that squad. I know what Bukayo Saka can do. I know what Gabriel Martinelli, I know what that midfield, I know what that team can do. And this is the season. We are going to win the league with over 100 points. And Bukayo Saka is going to be the Premier League Player of the Season. Okay, now as we go into the new season, as Arsenal fans and football fans, what do you think and where do you think Arsenal is going to finish? So what do you take of a successful Arsenal Football Club season to be a success? And if it happens, of which is never going to happen, if it happens, Arteta doesn't win a major title, are you Arteta in or Arteta out? Until next time, adios muchachos. Thank you so much.